Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room stamping with you again this morning. This time I'm going to stamp with the sweet strawberry bundle. This bundle was kind of not available for a very long time because they ran out of the strawberry builder punches. But the good news is they're back in again and we can craft away. So I'm hoping that things are working. It looks like they are. Good. So we'll just get onto it. I know it's a gorgeous day out there and people kind of want to hang out outside in the morning before it gets too hot because oh my goodness, it got stinking hot here yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to use a thick basic white, 5.5 by 8.5. Just put this over there for now. Thick basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, and then a piece for the inside that is 5.25 by 4, and a piece for the front that's 5.25 by 4. Then I have a bunch of pieces to do some cutting and stamping and cutting. I have this piece of real red that is 2.5 by 3 to do the sentiment. And this one is 2.75 by 3.75, and it's going to die cut that layering diorama die that I've got in the background there. Okay, so sweet strawberry stamp set, strawberry builder punch. I'm also using the double oval punch, the painted texture embossing folder, and the layering diorama dies. Okay, put those over there, put these over there, and I'll figure out which die it is. And I do believe it's this one. Yeah, that's that one. So that's number 3. These dies are so cool. They're a little on the fussy side, getting them back in to their order though. Okay. Just going to check that people are still getting it. Good. Okay. So step number 1, I'm going to die cut a layering oval out of this piece of 2.75 by 3.75 basic white. And just run that through my die cut and emboss machine. There we are. Now do a quick change on my machine and flip it over to embossing. So we need that. I'll put that die away. Now we need one of these 5.25 by 4 inch pieces, and I'm going to emboss that with the painted texture embossing folder. I love putting texture in my the backgrounds of my cards. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Of course, it all depends on what you've got going on the card. If you have a really fussy card, then I would just leave the background plain. But if you have a card that is basically monochromatic or only uses a couple of colors and it's not too busy looking, then you can add texture to your background with no problems. Okay, so I've texturized that. This one, I'm going to stamp in Granny Apple Green. This image from the stamp set, the Sweet Strawberry stamp set. Now this card, I saw one by Amy Koenders. Okay, this way, there we go. I saw one by Amy Koenders and fell in love with it and knew I had to recreate it. So I've done that, but I've changed a few things. So I did make it my own. Okay, so there we go. That's that stamped. Now, while I've got the green open, I'm just going to stamp a couple of leaves. Well, apparently I didn't get one of the leaf stamp out. Good thing I have the stamps right here beside me. Let's take this off of this block. And we're going to stamp 3 leaves. Now there's 2 parts to these leaves. There's the outline part that I'm going to stamp in full strength. And then get my dirty paper out here so I don't stamp all over my mat. And then there's the filler in piece that I'm going to stamp off. So I just ink it up, stamp it off on my, didn't get the center, stamp it off on my stamp or on my scrap paper and just line that up. And all it does is give it colors, and you don't have to do any coloring. This does it all for you, which I think is really cool. But you want to stamp it off first so that it's a little bit lighter if you're using the same colors. So there's my leaves. And I'm going to put the green away. Good morning, Carmen. And I'm going to get Real Red out. And I need to stamp some strawberries, and I'm going to do it exactly the same way. Full strength for the outline. Now this stamp set is really funny. When it first came out, there was people stamping it. Oops, I goobed down there. Let's just turn that over and do the last one on the end. There was people stamping and thinking, and then adding the the leaves part to the top, which turned it into a pear, which is really cool, except pears don't have seeds on the outside, but you know, you can go with the flow, right? So I'm inking up the solid image part, stamping that off, and filling this in. Now this card would be really cool with the scratch and sniff technique, which I'm going to have to do at some point because that is fun. And I'm just filling in my third one. There we go. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to do the tops for the leaves. Now, on the inside, I've done the strawberries, and I've also done 2 tops for that. And on the envelope, I did 2 strawberries, so I need 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 toppers. Get rid of this now. Okay. Oh no, I can't. I have to stamp the toppers off too. The stems, I guess it's technically the stem. And they're done the same way. So now I'm going to look at my punch because it's going to go this way. So I'm going to stamp that like this along the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's flip this one around to here. Don't want to crowd myself. Okay, so now you take the filler in part, stamp it off, and fill them in. So now you get lovely color, and you don't have to take the time to color them. But you can, if you like coloring like I do and find it relaxing, then just go ahead and color. But this works too. And I just got the last 3 to do. One more. I'm so excited. I remember to stamp them off each time. Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time. Okay, let's get the envelopes and the inside done. So this is the inside, and I'm going to stamp 2 strawberries in outline first, and the envelope. Oh, good Lord, look at the mung I got on that. Sometimes I wonder where this stuff comes from, you know. Last night I would, okay, sorry, that one's going in the garbage. Last night I was doing a card online, and the card was closed, was physically closed. And I opened it up, and there was black ink inside. Like, where does this stuff come from? Okay, I'm going to fill in the strawberry now. That's the envelope. Oh, I got a yuck there too. Oh, well, it is what it, oops, stamp it off, Mollet. Stamp it off. There we go. Stamping is done. Now the hello there, I'm going to use my double oval punch and cut out both ovals. And on that one, I'm going to use my Versamark and the sentiment. Get that out of the way before I get ink everywhere. I'm going to stamp this in Versamark, and then white embossing powder, which is right here. Oh, perfect. Now I have my little tweezers to hold it so I don't burn my fingers. And pardon the heat gun for a sec. Whoops. And I was told lately, now I've been heat embossing for probably close to 18 years. And I was told yet the other day that if you hold it up in the air, there we go. If you hold it up in the air while you're embossing it, it doesn't collect the heat and it keeps it a more refined embossed image. If you lay it down, it traps the heat underneath it and it allows it to expand a bit. So there you go. Now, get my cloth because there's embossing powder everywhere. It's another one of those things I don't understand how it happens, but you know, it does. It does. There we go. All right. So we have all of our pieces ready now. We can do some assembly. I'm going to take that, and I have Granny Apple Green marker for these leaves because there isn't a stamp for these. So I'm just kind of filling in color because I want it to look like the other ones, and they're not fully colored either. So you just add color like that. And then some Daffodil Delight for the flower center. Just like that. That's it. That's all the coloring required. So that's going to go forgot to get my adhesives out. Good thing they're close. And my silicone mat. I remembered it this time. Yay! It helps to get the runner started. And I keep forgetting to have it on my table. But this morning I remembered. Things are looking up. Okay, so that's going to go on here. Like that-ish. Now we'll put that right onto the card base. Whoops. Sorry. I was trying to get my mat out of the way. Okay, so we'll put that right onto the card base when I find it. There it is. Make sure it's opening the correct way. And that's not. Now you could do sponging on this if you wanted. It'd be really cute sponging around the edges. There we go. Okay. Move a few things so I can find my glue dots here, because I'm going to use glue dots and stuff. Okay, so this one is not popped up anywhere except right on the edge of that stem, and you don't have to do the edge of the stem if you don't want. This one is completely popped up. This one, the leaves are flat, and that is popped up over top of it. So the first thing, oh yes, we better punch them out. Not going to work very well if they're not punched out. All right, leaves. And I should have checked my punch before I stamped and had them going the other way on the paper, but that's okay. We'll just fake it. We can make it work. And another one. My apologies for the noise outside. The garbage truck is going by this morning. And there's two. And the last one. Oh yeah, can't get it. Let's make a little extender here. So I have something to hold on to. And there we go. So there's the 3 leaves. And now we'll do the strawberries, which I'm sure are around here somewhere. Here we are. Punch, line that up. And the longer you take to line your punches up, the better your punched image is going to be. There's one. Uh-oh, I might have done that too close. Oh, just. But I don't think the one on the other side is going to survive. Come on. And there's no way to stop that flower from punching. No, it didn't survive. See, it's got punched out. I'll have to stamp another one of those. Get rid of all this garbage here. Okay, now these. And line them up. One. Yep, I need another line, another extender. Makes life so much easier when you stick that extender in there. Because then you can move the paper around to where you want it before you punch. Now, I did the same thing, got it a little too close there. That's okay. Pack on the extender. Put that in there. Line it up. Now the alternative way to do this, instead of having to line up your punches, is you can stamp one, punch it out of the center of a bigger piece of cardstock, and then line it up in your stamparatus and just punch a few pieces and then stamp them in your stamparatus. I've shown that technique before, but it's been a while. It works really well with die cut images, but I don't see why it wouldn't work for these as well. Okay, one here. Two, four, five, six, one more to go. Put that extender piece on there. It just makes life so much easier. There we are. Number 7. Now I have one more strawberry that I have to cut out. So I have to go get some white. Oh. Now look at the punch. So I want to punch the strawberry upside down. And I want to punch it on this side so I can hold it with this side. As soon as I find what I did with the real red ink, there it is. I was creating away last night on live, showing how to do a really beautiful card. And I embossed first before I stamped. The background had stamping on it before, and you're supposed to do that before you you do the embossing, and I forgot, so I had to start all over again. But thankfully I have viewers that keep me on my toes. There we go. There's our missing strawberry. And just put that in there and punch it out. Okay. Now we have the pieces. So glue dots, there they are. I'm going to take one of the leaves and put a glue dot right on the left-hand side there. Take the strawberry, and this is just going to kind of be hidden underneath the strawberry like that. And then this one goes flat. Right about there somewhere. Okay, now this one I'm going to put up on dimensionals, but let's get our sentiment on there first, because last time I had issues getting the sentiment in there and I had to move the whole thing. So dimensionals on the part with the words. Going to go on the scallop part. Holding it up to see if it's straight. There we go. And then adhesive on the back side. And that's going to go. Oh, see, I should have moved this one over a bit. So let's just lift that up. Put this down first. Right there. Okay, we're cooking now. And this just hides over here, like that. And I need one with dimensionals on it. And then the leaves are going to tuck underneath. Just take the liners off. And I'm going to put one leaf under that corner. And I'm going to put one leaf under that corner. And then that's just going to tuck in there like that. But I have to put, I'll use glue dots because they're easier. It's going to put a glue dot on the back of each leaf to hold it in place. Get it the right way up. Tuck it in here. Like that. Oh, this is still not in the right spot. See if it'll come up again for me. As I did push that one down. Oh, it's got a glue dot on it now. Oh. Okay. There we go. And this one also gets dimensionals on it. And those are going to go right. That's going to go down at the bottom-ish. Oh, I put this whole thing down too far. That's what the issue is. Should have been up further. Let's see. You think this will work? Thank goodness for Stamp and Seal and its lifting ability. There. Now we can put this spare strawberry down here at the bottom. And time to put the stems on. And I'm just, hope I put that in the right spot. Let's just see before I, there we go. There's one. So much easier with glue dots. Just make sure they don't show and you're good to go. Ooh, a poet, and I don't even know it. Okay, there we go. Now, except for the bling, there's the card front done. So now I'm going to add the stems to the inside in the envelope. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. We'll move it up a bit. And one here. And then I'll probably cut most of that one off because it will be too far over. And then the envelope, do the same thing. Isn't that cute? I just love these little stems. They just make the strawberry look real. Oh my gosh, strawberries. Holy macaroni. Our local family is growing strawberries in their garden and they're coming out like 8 to 10 pounds a day of strawberries. What do you possibly do with that many strawberries? She's freezing them, she's canning them, she's dehydrating them, and of course eating them. But there's only so many strawberries your body wants to have. Now, this is going to stick out too far to be inside the card, so I'm not going to take it all off. I just cut a little bit. There's still a little bit of an overhang there. And we'll pop that on there. And I think I'll put a red rhinestone inside over top of that bling. There we are now. I didn't get the red rhinestones out. Where are they? Hello, red rhinestone. We just happen to have the cutest rhinestones in red that go perfect with these. So how do you guys store your embellishments? This is what I do. There are standard stamp cases, and I put what they are, and then they all sit on a shelf where I can see what they are. All right, we'll just put 3 rhinestones on here. 1, 2, and I think I'll put this one down below, right here. And then let's put one on the inside over top of that munge mark there. So now I've got one. I'm going to have to put another one and put a third one there, just because you have to make it look good, right? So there we are. There's our sweet strawberry card, inspired by Amy Koenders, but I changed things up a bit and made it my own. I hope you had a good time watching my video today. It will be available on my YouTube channel forever. You just have to go back and look for it. So thanks so much for spending time with me in my craft room this morning. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles.